Hey, how you guys doing? We are back, and guess what? I got a new video of DL Hughley, and he is going off on TLC's Chilli and Nick Cannon. You guys, it is a wrap. It is done. It is a wrap. We are keeping our foots on y'all neck. It is not no letting up. I keep on seeing some of y'all telling me why don't y'all just leave them alone? They can do what they want to do, not with our dollar. No. You don't get to lie in my face and act like you love me and you're a part of me and you looking out for my best interest. All along, you are taking the money I support you and giving it to the man that's going to destroy my life and my family and the people I care about. Hell no to the no. Yeah, that part. Yeah. You know what? We done played with y'all long enough. Ain't no playing no more. So without further ado, welcome to the Honey Static Media. Welcome. I am your host. My name is Gigi Medici. All right. And I just want to say thank you so much for all the likes, all the shares. I really see them. I appreciate them. Let's get them going. We're not going to stop, y'all. All right. So let me get my headphones out and let me put up this video that I saw.
Courtney and Russ, we are live here at Eddie.
Okay. So let's hear. You guys ready? Let's go.
Chilli is a Trumper. It's not important to me who she gave money to. What's important to me is this started because she forwarded a post that said that Michelle Obama was trans. You had to either be looking for things like that or people in your sphere had to be looking for things like that. And who's even...
Oh, that still pissed me off. Yes, it was in her algorithm, DL Hughley. She is MAGA every freaking day and every freaking night. She is up there looking at MAGA stuff, looking at MAGA leaders, feeding into it. She's been doing this for years. So this whole thing about she didn't know what she was doing, that's a lie. She's a liar. And then she's going to come out here. I'm not MAGA, you guys. That's a lie. She's a liar. Y'all don't know a lie when y'all see a liar. And she's supposed to be a Christian. You're supposed to be honest and forthcoming. She's not that. All right. So I'm sorry. It just irked my soul. I had to play it. Stop.
Worst to me is Nick Cannon. Because to me, Nick Cannon's logic is as weak as his... Okay.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
And I can't understand how a dude with 13 kids...
Weak as his pullout game. Come on, DL. Give it up for DL.
Is so enamored with a... You trust it for a president? Would you trust it for babies?
Comedian DL Hughley spent part of his latest episode of the Uncertain podcast going in on two celebrities who've been catching heat online lately, Nick Cannon. And Hughley didn't sound amused. He sounded irritated, almost disappointed. The way he broke down both situations made it clear he sees this as part of a bigger pattern. Celebrities stepping into political conversations they don't fully understand, and in the process, pushing ideas that can hurt the very communities that supported them. The Rosie situation is what seemed to bother him the most.
People saying that they made the wrong decision. You have Chilli and Nick Cannon jumping into the fray.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't even, I'm not one of them people, I can't tell you who to vote for or who to give donations to, but I can say this. The one thing that I resent about the Stephen A. Smith of the world, and now the Chillis and the Nick Cannons and the Nicki Minaj's and the Kanyes, they all say the worst things about black people. It's not important to me whether Chilli is a Trumper. It's not important to me who she gave money to. What's important to me is this started because she forwarded a post that said that Michelle Obama was trans, right? That's why it started. And what day did she do that on?
She did that like around the middle of March.
So the middle of March, and we didn't hear about it till when?
Maybe a week so later.
How did it take a week later before you understood that the world was on fire? And the only way that you get places and things like that
A week, y'all. A week. It took her a week to take it off. Child, she knew it was on there. All her mega friends. You don't think she got mega friends? You don't think she got mega friends? She got mega friends. She got a whole freaking mega circle. They saw it too, all right? She just didn't think y'all was going to clock that tea. That's all that was. When that tea got clocked, then... But she was trying to be emboldened. She was growing to a point where she was going to build the confidence up to say, hey, this is who I am and this is my stance. She wasn't ready yet to fully come out here and to commit. Okay. But she was building up to that. That's all that was. And you guys squashed her like a freaking roach. Okay. Squashed her.
Is in the dark web. Now, whether it's Janet Jackson pointing an article last year that Kamala wasn't really black, the dark web means they talk about dark people in dark ways. The dark web is places that you can't access unless you look for it. So just the fact that she could find somewhere where someone was saying that this woman was transgender lets you know what you, because the algorithm gives you a steady diet of what you look at. If you look at my algorithm, it's naked people and golf. It's naked chicks cooking and golf, and I never like.
That's right.
That's all it's there. And I'm like, I had that job, and I said, why is this? She said, well, that's what you look at.
Yeah.
So in order to get an article that came up that told you that the former vice president was transgender, you had to either be looking for things like that or people in your...
For him, Rosonda Thomas isn't just another celebrity making questionable comments online. She comes from TLC, a group that represented a culturally significant moment where Black women spoke openly about independence, relationships, and self-respect. That's why D.L. Hughley sees her situation as more than just a bad take. It feels like a betrayal, especially given her past discussions about the struggles Black women face and her recent connection to conspiracy rhetoric targeting Michelle Obama. In contrast, Hughley views Nick Cannon's comments less as betrayal and more as flawed reasoning, particularly when Cannon repeated the idea that Republicans freed the slaves. While that's technically true in the context of Abraham Lincoln and the Civil War, Hughley argues that referencing events from over 160 years ago doesn't accurately explain or reflect modern political realities.
Because they switched the parties.
Nick Cannon. Because to me, Nick Cannon's logic is as weak as his... Okay.
Oh, wow.
Well, you guys didn't even know that maybe most people didn't know. Everybody fucking knew that Republicans freed the slaves. Everybody knew it. You riding around with this bimbo with writing on her forehead. That wasn't that we knew that. That was 163 years ago. If your constant refrain is quoting somebody who did something, the last time they did something for Black people was 163 years ago when the dude on the pen.
This is my thing about that. The party switched. Republicans, Democrat, they ain't nothing but goddamn labels, okay? Labels. Okay, just like you got a label of a Coca-Cola, label of a Sprite. And then you empty them out and then you switched it. So the Sprite now look dark and the Coca-Cola look bright. They switched the parties. So the same people with the mindset of the Republicans are now the Democrats. The same people back in the day that had the Democrats of the KKK are now the Republicans. Don't leave that part out. Don't leave that. The people of the party switched, baby.
Is the dude you keep bringing up. You got to update your resume. Have a 5-year gap on your resume, see if it's valid. And when Republicans did that 163 years ago, the combustible engine didn't exist. So him and Amber Rose would have to be walking and saying something that's stupid. Hawaii wasn't a state. If you're going to talk about the greatest of a policy that helped Black people out, it should at least be sometime after the fucking moon landing. And I can't understand how a dude with 13 kids
During that time, back in those days, the Republicans were progressive, okay? They were not holding tradition. The Democrats was holding tradition. The Democrats wanted to hold shit back. Now the Republicans want to go back. They want to make shit back great again. They are more traditional. Democrats have been more forward-leaning, liberal, okay? Back in those days, Republicans were liberal. That was the liberal party. Let's not forget about liberation, okay? And the Democrats were anti-liberal. Now the Democrats are liberal and the Republicans are anti-liberal, okay?
So when Amber, you trusted for a president, would you trust it for a babysitter? Nick is blessed. He gets to be on a mainstream show like Masked Singer, while having dubious situations. Like generally, a major network ain't gonna hire a guy that has 13 kids and ain't married. Generally, they won't do it. But you keep tempting the fates. You keep trying to see how stupid. What do you believe that an interview with Amber Rose would net you, except that you wanted to say what you said? You wanted to be that naive and stupid. It is stupid to say the things that you say, but you get to couch them and you trying to be, and everybody always go, oh, I'm not either this or that. Yes, you are. If he says that Trump is a racist, explain to me how a man that isn't racist depicted the former first lady and her husband as apes.
At the same time, D.L. Hughley believes Nick Cannon's situation.
Let's not go. I don't sweep that shit under the rug like that. Don't do that. What? So Trump, he done put a video out and depicted of the Lion King and put Michelle Obama and Obama as apes. Baby, he did that shit on purpose. Press 5 if y'all believe he did that shit on purpose. He did it. He shit in everybody's faces. Just like recently, he shitted in the Muslims' faces talking about praise Allah on Easter and telling them the F. Yeah, cussing. And he didn't even go to church on Easter. But he already told us he really not a Christian. No way. Okay. It's the backward-ass Christians that are so delusional that think he's sent from God. Remember that? Oh, he's sent from God. He's sent from God. Bullshit. They always get it wrong. And no wonder why in America, the religion in the church has been declining 50%. Let's go.
Lands differently within the black community. In his view, the community never embraced Cannon in the same way it embraced figures like Rosonda Thomas or even Snoop Dogg. So when Cannon says something controversial, the reaction feels less personal. It comes off more like people rolling their eyes at a celebrity making questionable decisions rather than feeling genuinely disappointed.
A lot of it is by design. I feel like in many ways, the people that they are choosing to say these things or highlight that they say these things. Chilli, for example.
Right.
I remember, when they first heard the group, TLC, when they came out in the 90s, they were all about, pro-black woman, being independent, the fact that they dressed a particular way. Even when she got...
I gotta say something about that damn Chilli. Popped in my head, y'all. Did y'all know Left Eye and T-Boz, they didn't even want Chilli in a group, okay? They didn't want her in a group. You know why? Because she was slutting that shit around. Yeah, she was having freaky stuff with married men, y'all. Yeah, yes she was. Yes, she was. Look it up, honey. She's something else. She's something else. Loyalty to no one. She don't know what that is. We should have seen this. We should have known.
An award at the Vanity Fair event, she said, I take this award in honor of all black women who have fought, because for black women, it is so hard. So I think for black women, it's like, how could you do that? And now you're saying this and you're supposed to be one of us. Nick Cannon, okay, we never.
It was all an act. It was all an act. That's what it was. Just like a down low man. Just like a lot of these men that really don't want to be with no black woman, but they pander because they really want to be with a white woman. It was all an act. These are entertainers at the end of the day. They acting. It's all an act.
Really claimed it like that. But Chilli.
To your point, you know what? That is a through line that I think most people don't recognize. With Snoop, They weren't angry with Nelly because they don't have a connection to him. Nigga, we don't give a damn about Honey Nut Cheerios. We don't care about that. Snoop was ours. I remember having an argument with Snoop, talking to Snoop. I wasn't angry. I think they used Snoop cachet in order to, like, I remember that day, the day after the election, Elon Musk posted something that said the vibe shift is real. He basically was maligning Snoop. The reason we got mad, we were angry, is because it was a betrayal. You ours. Like Nick is not really ours like that. Chilli was Kanye was ours. People ain't mad at you. Like, all right, you can say whatever you want to say, but if we've invested in you, we believe in you. Your music and your thoughts are kind of the soundtrack of our mentality. They give words, like you will say and do things. Like Snoop is one of the most famous people on the face of the earth. And I got to see a dude become, from where I'm from, become this thing. And then to have people use that.
But what really makes this story bigger than just a podcast rant is the reaction online. Black TikTok creators and commentators have been discussing both Rosonda Thomas and Nick Cannon all week, questioning how figures tied to important moments in Black entertainment ended up connected to ideas that clash with the values those moments once represented. And that response shows that DL Hughley isn't alone in how he sees it. For many people, this isn't just celebrity gossip, it's about expectations. When an artist becomes tied to a cultural legacy, audiences expect something from them. And when that expectation gets shaken, the reaction can be loud. That's why this conversation isn't fading anytime soon. Once fans start questioning the people they grew up supporting, the discussion tends to stick around long after the original.
That's right. That's right. We ain't giving up. This ain't over. This ain't over. Comment. I want to know y'all thoughts about this, and I'll see y'all on the next upload.